Hello, sports fans. Welcome to DDM Sports Central. In fact, looking at the smile on my face, you know that something fantastic is happening on the show this day, this edition. DDM Sports Central, if this is your first time of tuning in, this is a show that brings you global juicy sporting stories. But on today's edition, we are not giving you so much news. But what we're still giving you is news, though. Today, we'll be talking about technology in sports. And I have a wonderful guest with me in the studio. But before I introduce the guest, we'll take a little break so that we'll have a little breather and give our guests some time to grab a lot of extra energy. We'll be right back after this break. This is still DDM Sports Central. And so we are back. This is still DDM Sports Central. And like I told you earlier, we'll be talking technology in sports. And I have with me in the studio, I call her the delectable, the gorgeous, the very beautiful Mrs. Ethel in the building. Mrs. Ethel Oluchi. Welcome to DDM Sports Central.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
In fact, the smile is almost making me lose my lines. She's very beautiful. You'll agree with me. And so, on today's edition, we are talking technology. But first, because it's a sports program, I want to ask you, do you like sports? Do you love sports?
Yes, I love sports. Though I'm not someone that is always actively involved in sports, but watching games, sports is actually my thing. And I see sports as something that brings people together. I see sports as something that promotes health and it also encourages, just as I say, brings people together. So that is what I love about it. And I see sports as something that it actually inspires me. You know, that's people coming together, promoting of health and all that. I see it as something inspirational. So I would say, yes, I love sports. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm a voice freak. So added to her beauty, she has a fantastic voice. You'll agree with me. Okay, now, Mrs. Oluchi Ethel is a UI UX trainer at Diaspora Digital Media, the academy department. And on today's edition, I want you to, as a product designer, can you just give us a little bit, before we go into technology and full, can you give us a little bit of a hint of what product designing is all about?
Okay, so I'm basically, let me just fully introduce myself.
Okay.
I'm the lead product designer at Diaspora Digital Media, and I tutor students. I tutor them on how to be product designers from the beginner level to the expert level. And we do that at the academy session. So basically, product design is all about building products that are user-friendly. Products that will actually serve as a solution to the public. So it can be digital products, which involves web and mobile applications, and it can also be physical products. Yes. So all these things that we actually use, as simple as a cup, as a spoon, they have product designers. They are product designers that actually design it so that it's going to serve as a solution to the public. So I'm just using this term so that because everybody outside there can understand what product design is all about. So it's not basically just about designing mobile and web applications. They are actually physical products that people actually design as well. You know.
Okay, so you've heard it all from her. By the way, if you want to be a professional, you heard her say she takes you from the beginner's level to the professional level. So if you want to start to learn about product designing, you can contact Diaspora Digital Media and we'll connect you to the academy section of Diaspora Digital Media. Now, back to our topic. How do you see, as a product lead in product designing, how do you see technology impacting sports? How do you see the impact of technology in sports?
I would say the impact of technology in sports is really, like, sports have really, in a great way, impacted technology, like, positively, through the use of some things I will mention. Like, one, the use of wearable devices. Wearable devices like smartwatches, chest straps that athletes uses. Even as easy as smartwatches, everybody know that one. Like, we basically use smartwatches for measuring our BP, sugar level, even GPS speed. So basically, all of these are being used by athletes to help them know exactly when to pause in any maybe stressful activities that they are doing, or when to put in more energy to that particular thing they are doing. So in a high extent, the use of wearable devices like smartwatches and chest straps or aids people in athletes, aid athletics a lot, and is a technological device. So it's something that positively impacts technology. So another thing I'll mention is the use of video analysis softwares. You see, for example, in football, when they are playing games, I know some people will be like, how were they able to capture all those real moments? Like, all those real moments in football games, how were they able to capture, when there is a goal, they capture that particular scene when it happens. And the field is actually very big. So all of those are technological devices that we use. So a device like Longo Match is being used, and coaches actually, like, maybe just upload these videos, and the video automatically, it just captures and get all the clips of the events and everything that goes on in the events, even the foul plays that happens, the goals of the events. It captures everything with just a single prompt. So all these devices actually aids in sports. Another thing I will mention is the use of virtual reality, VR. So basically,
I want to believe that, in all sincerity, with all of the things that she's listing, you will agree with me that technology has played a very great role. Because, for instance, you go to a gym, you see the athletes putting on a wristwatch, and your mind is probably thinking, on that wristwatch, the person is just keeping tabs with time. Not be time the person they check alone. The person is trying to check up. The last time I did this exercise, was my speed okay? Do I need to do a lot more to it? Do I need to reduce? It even gauges their blood pressure, because at some point there are some exercises that you need to slow down on when your blood pressure is going up. So these devices, or even is it the capturing of even myself growing up, I used to ask myself, which camera is it that is capturing every shot, every move right there on the pitch? But she has brought it now to the fore. She mentioned the particular app, Longo Match, if I'm correct. And Longo Match, actually. See? So you were going to say something about the video assistant referee.
Virtual reality.
Virtual reality.
So virtual reality software, these are software that actually, let me just bring it to a layman's language. So I've gone to ShopRite before. ShopRite is a shopping mall. So I went there and there was this game aspect.
Okay.
So they told us to put on glasses. And we put on this type of glass and we are seeing something different. And they gave us a pad, a game pad.
Yeah.
So when I was actually using it, I felt like I was in that place. I was the one playing the game.
Yeah.
I was feeling the whole, you move this way, you move this way. If something wants to hit me, I just
you react as if it's there.
As if I'm there.
Live, yeah.
So that is how virtual reality tools work.
Okay.
So all these tools, athletes actually use them, even currently.
Okay.
They use them. So they use it and they put on this glass.
Yeah.
And when they put it on, they are able to play, like they are able to put themselves as if they are in a field, for example, if it's a football field, and make any type of movement, any type of kick, and see how it is, and without injuring themselves in the real time, in the real world. So they're able to not like give any samples or any type of game or any type of way they want to actually play. They just practice it. And it turns out they see the reality of what happens when they play in that type of scenario. When they play, they just see what exactly happens. So all this thing helps them in training. So that it gives them a visual representation of what it feels like in being in that pitch when playing the real game. So this actually helps athletes a lot in practicing. So apart from virtual reality, we have augmented reality. So this has to do with also related to the video analysis software I talked about. So this gives the real data of what actually happens during a match. So they just gives them a visual representation of what exactly happens. This is basically used by fans. Those people that love football. So with the use of their mobile phones, they can just use their mobile phones and feel as if they're actually in that game. They're actually in the place, in that particular environment, watching that game. And they also make use of the glasses. They have this kind of special glasses that they put on. And with just a few clicks with their phone, it will feel as if you're in the stadium, for example. You're in that stadium watching the game. So you see it gives you real data, figures, and everything that goes on of what is happening in the game. And that is because of the use of augmented reality. So basically, you can agree with me that
I agree with you 100%.
Technology has really driven sports globally.
And indeed, technology is driving sports globally. It is not just about seeing them run or seeing them play or seeing them do whatever it is the sports is asking them to do as athletes. But then those behind whatever you see on TV, the man playing the tennis, there's something, taking time to look at him. And he himself can go back home to do some training where it is not a physical training, but using the technology she talked about and applying it as though the person is on the pitch or on the court, as the case may be. Before we round up, how do you see, because the truth is nobody saw this coming maybe like 20, 30 years ago. It was the raw thing where somebody goes onto the pitch of play, you play your football and you go home, you play your tennis and you go home. Where do you think technology will take sports to in another 10, 20 years?
Basically, I think technology is going to take sports to a greater dimension as a whole, because with the rate everything is moving now, very soon these tools will be made available and accessible to people, to both athletes, both fans, will be able to use all these tools, and it will really drive technology. And apart from that, it will also help to unite the world globally. It will also help to bring people together irrespective of any maybe culture or so. All of this helps to bring people together, and also it also helps to drive and to get data. So data will be able to like,
it's easily accessible, you want to say?
yes,
Easily
it
get
will be able
information.
to yes, information will be accessible to a lot of people, because by the use of our mobile devices and other devices, it's going to spread information to a large extent in the media world.
And I want to believe you enjoyed today's edition of DDM Sports Central. I want to say a very big thank you to Mrs. Oluchi Etel for gracing this edition. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your
You're
coming
welcome.
around. And I hope that when next we call on you, you will also come around.
Sure.
All right. So thank you so much, viewer at home, you sports fan. Thank you so much for taking your time to view this edition. Do not forget to like, share, comment on this particular edition and on previous edition of DDM Sports Central. Whatever comments you have to make on this particular edition, please feel free to share it. Whatever thing you think that we should learn or know about that we didn't mention, also feel free to let us know. Subscribe to our YouTube handle, Diaspora Digital Media. Until I come your way again with another edition of DDM Sports Central, I remain your host with the Sparks. Ugochukwu. Do have a lovely and sporty day ahead. Arrivederci. Bye for now.